There is a lie that almost everyone believes. A lie so common that it quietly shapes millions of lives. People think success begins with motivation. They wait for inspiration. They wait for the perfect mood. They wait for the day they finally feel ready. But that day rarely comes. And even when it does, it never lasts. Motivation feels powerful. It fills you with excitement. It convinces you that tomorrow will be different. You make promises to yourself. Tomorrow I'll wake up early. Tomorrow I'll start working out. Tomorrow I'll finally chase my dreams. But tomorrow arrives and nothing changes. Because motivation is an emotion, and emotions are temporary. They rise, they fall, they disappear. If your future depends on how you feel today, then your future is already in danger. Now think about the people you admire most: the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the soldiers, the scientists. Do you really believe they woke up every morning feeling inspired?
Of course not. There were mornings they wanted to stay in bed. Days when everything felt impossible. Moments when giving up seemed easier. But they showed up anyway. Not because they were motivated, because they were disciplined. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It asks what needs to be done. It doesn't care about comfort. It doesn't negotiate. It simply moves forward. Every masterpiece, every championship, every successful company, every incredible life was built on discipline, not motivation. Today, you're going to understand why discipline is the greatest superpower you can ever develop. And by the end of this video, you may never look at success the same way again.
Let's be honest. Motivation feels incredible. It gives you energy. It fills your mind with endless possibilities. For a moment, you believe nothing can stop you. You watch an inspiring video. You read a powerful quote. You listen to your favorite speaker. Suddenly, you're ready to change your life. You clean your room. You buy new notebooks. You download productivity apps. You create the perfect plan. Everything feels different.
Until the next morning, the alarm rings. Your body feels heavy. Your bed feels warmer. Your phone is waiting beside you. Just 5 more minutes, you tell yourself. 5 minutes become 30. 30 minutes become another wasted day. The motivation that felt so powerful yesterday has completely disappeared. This happens to millions of people every single day. Not because they're lazy, not because they're weak, but because motivation was never designed to last. Your brain is constantly trying to save energy. For thousands of years, survival depended on conserving strength. Our ancestors didn't know when food would come again. So the brain learned something very important. Avoid unnecessary effort. Choose comfort whenever possible. Even today,
brain still follows the same ancient programming. It doesn't care about your dream body. It doesn't care about your business. It doesn't care about your future success. It wants safety, comfort, familial routines. That's why scrolling social media feels easier than reading a book. That's why watching another episode feels easier than going to the gym. That's why procrastination feels natural. Your brain always chooses the path of least resistance, unless you train it to choose something different. This is where discipline changes everything. Discipline is not a feeling, it is a decision repeated every day. It doesn't wait for excitement. It doesn't wait for confidence. It acts first, and feelings follow later. Most people believe they need motivation before they can take action. Successful people understand the opposite. Action creates motivation. The first workout creates motivation for the second. The first page creates motivation for the next chapter. The first step creates momentum. Momentum creates belief. Belief creates confidence. Confidence creates success. Everything starts with action, not emotion. Think about brushing your teeth. Do you wake up every morning feeling inspired to brush them? Probably not. You simply do it because it has become part of your identity. Discipline works exactly the same way. When the right actions become automatic, your future changes without requiring constant motivation. The people who accomplish extraordinary things aren't superhuman. They've simply learned to trust discipline more than their emotions, and that changes everything.
Imagine two people. Both have the same dream. Both want to become successful. Both are intelligent. Both have talent. But after 5 years, one has transformed their life. The other is still waiting for the right time. What made the difference? Not luck, not talent, not intelligence. The difference was discipline. Because discipline is not something you're born with. It is something you build, just like a muscle. Every time you choose action over comfort, that muscle grows stronger. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you finish what you started, you become a different person. The truth is,
Your life is not built by your biggest decisions. It is built by your smallest daily choices. One workout, one chapter, one healthy meal, 1 hour without distractions, one early morning. These moments seem insignificant, but they are not. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary results. Think about a blacksmith. He doesn't strike the steel once and expect a sword. He strikes it again and again and again. Thousands of blows, each one shaping something stronger. Your mind works the same way. Every disciplined action is another strike of the hammer. Slowly, patiently, you forge a stronger version of yourself. Most people quit because they expect immediate results. They work hard for 1 week, then they look in the mirror. Nothing has changed, so they stop.
But success has always been invisible before it becomes visible. A tree spends years growing its roots before anyone admires its height. A building cannot stand without a strong foundation. The strongest people you know didn't become strong overnight. They simply refused to stop. Discipline teaches patience. It teaches consistency. It teaches you to trust the process, even when progress is invisible. This is where most people fail. They become addicted to results. Disciplined people become addicted to the process. They don't ask, "How much have I achieved today?" They ask, "Did I do what I promised myself I would do?" Because they understand something powerful. You cannot always control the outcome, but you can always control your actions. Every single day, you have a choice: comfort or growth.
Excuses or responsibility. Temporary pleasure or lasting fulfillment. These choices seem small, but they shape your identity. Eventually, you stop saying, "I want to become disciplined." Instead, you become someone who is disciplined. And once your identity changes, your actions follow naturally. Because people always act according to who they believe they are. A disciplined person doesn't need motivation to wake up early. A disciplined person doesn't negotiate with excuses. A disciplined person understands that every difficult decision today creates an easier life tomorrow. The question isn't whether you feel ready. The question is, who are you becoming with every choice you make? Because every decision is another strike of the hammer. And every strike is forging your future.
What separates disciplined people from everyone else? It is intelligence. It isn't talent. And it certainly isn't luck. It's the habits they practice when nobody is watching. Discipline is not one big decision. It is thousands of small decisions made every single day. Let's explore 5 habits that mentally strong people have in common. Not because they're extraordinary, but because they refuse to be controlled by temporary emotions. Habit number 1. They do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it. This is the foundation of discipline. Most people ask themselves one question before taking action. Do I feel like doing it? Disciplined people ask a different question. Does this move me closer to the person I want to become?
You'll eat it. If distractions surround you, you'll lose focus. Disciplined people don't rely on self-control every minute of the day. They remove unnecessary temptations before the battle even begins. They understand that environment shapes behavior. Want to read more? Keep a book beside your bed. Want to exercise consistently? Prepare your clothes the night before. Want to focus? Silence the notifications. Success becomes easier when the right choice becomes the easiest choice.
Habit number 3. They keep promises to themselves. Think about this carefully. Every time you tell yourself you'll do something, and then you don't, you slowly lose trust in yourself. The disappointment isn't visible, but it accumulates, little by little. You stop believing your own words. But every promise you keep, no matter how small, strengthens your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, and confidence grows naturally, not because someone praised you, but because you've earned your own respect. Self-respect is built through action, not intention. Habit number 4. They embrace discomfort. Growth has never lived inside comfort. Every meaningful achievement requires discomfort. Learning a new skill feels uncomfortable. Waking up early feels uncomfortable. Speaking in public feels uncomfortable. Starting a business feels uncomfortable. Everything that transforms your life begins by challenging your comfort zone.
Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort. Disciplined people do the opposite. They seek it. Because they know discomfort is evidence of growth. The gym becomes easier. The early mornings become normal. The difficult conversations become manageable. Not because life gets easier, because they become stronger. Habit number 5
They never stop after one failure. Failure doesn't define disciplined people. Their response does. Everyone fails. Everyone falls behind. Everyone has bad days. But disciplined people never confuse one mistake with a permanent identity. They don't say, I failed, so I'm a failure. They say, I failed today. Tomorrow, I continue.
Their emotions are temporary. Their purpose is permanent. Some mornings they feel tired. Some days they feel overwhelmed. Some nights they want to quit. But they act anyway. Because they understand something that most people never learn. Feelings are unreliable. Commitment is not. The strongest people aren't those who always feel motivated. They're the ones who continue moving, even when motivation has disappeared. Habit number 2. They protect their environment. Success isn't only about willpower. It's about design. If your phone is always within reach, you'll check it. If unhealthy food fills your kitchen, they understand that consistency isn't perfection. Consistency is returning, and again, long after everyone else has quit. That is how champions are built. Not through perfect days, but through imperfect days, where they chose not to give up. These 5 habits may seem simple, but never underestimate simple actions, repeated over time. One disciplined day changes very little. One disciplined year changes everything. Remember, success isn't created in one dramatic moment. It's created quietly, behind closed doors, in the early mornings, in the difficult choices, in the moments when nobody is watching. That is where greatness is forged, not in comfort, but in discipline.
Take a moment and imagine yourself 5 years from now. Not the version of you that hopes, not the version that dreams, but the version created by your daily choices. Where will those choices take you? Every day, life quietly asks you the same question. Will you choose comfort, or will you choose growth? Most people never notice these moments because they don't look important. Choosing to wake up when the alarm rings, choosing to finish one more page, choosing to take one more step, choosing to keep your word, even when no one is watching. These decisions are small, but they are never insignificant, because every action is a vote for the person you are becoming. You don't become disciplined overnight. You become disciplined one decision at a time, one promise at a time, one difficult morning at a time. The world celebrates the victory, but it never sees the sacrifice. It sees the champion lifting the trophy. It doesn't see the thousands of mornings they trained in silence. It sees the successful entrepreneur. It doesn't see the years of rejection. It sees confidence. It doesn't see the fear that was conquered.
Every great life is built where no one is watching, in the quiet moments, in the lonely mornings, in the difficult choices. That is where character is forged. Remember, motivation will visit you, but discipline will stay with you. Motivation can inspire you. Discipline can transform you. Motivation can start the journey. Discipline finishes it. There will be days when you feel unstoppable. There will also be days when you feel exhausted. Days when you question everything. Days when giving up feels easier than continuing. Those are the days that matter most. Because anyone can move forward when life feels easy. But only a disciplined person continues when everything feels difficult. That is where greatness begins. Not in talent. Not in luck. Not in perfect circumstances. But in the quiet decision to continue again, 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 until the impossible becomes reality. So, the next time you wait for motivation, don't. Take the first step anyway. Keep the promise you made to yourself. Do the work even when no one notices. Especially when no one notices. Because every disciplined action is another strike of the hammer. Every difficult choice shapes your character. Every consistent day strengthens your future. You are forging something far more valuable than success. You are forging yourself. The strongest minds are not born. They are built. One decision at a time. One day at a time. One disciplined life at a time. Forge your mind. Master your life. And remember, the life you've always wanted will never be created by motivation. It will be created by discipline. Thank you for watching. If this message inspired you to take action, subscribe to MindForge Gen Z. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And until next time, keep forging your mind.